My surname, Adichie, is my tether. It connects me to a lineage far older than any colonial influence. It speaks of storytellers and warriors, of farmers and healers, their spirits woven into the very fabric of my being. This name is not just a word, it's a legacy, a responsibility, a source of immense pride. Growing up in Nigeria, surrounded by the vibrant tapestry of Igbo culture, I never questioned the significance of my name. It was as much a part of me as my skin, my laughter, my dreams. It was only when I ventured beyond the familiar embrace of my homeland that I truly grasped the profound weight it carried. In the West, surnames are often seen as mere labels, a way to distinguish one individual from another. But in Igbo culture, and indeed in many African cultures, a name is a vessel of history, a conduit to one's ancestors, a declaration of belonging. It is a tangible link to a shared past, a reminder that we are never alone, that our lives are but threads in a much grander narrative. This deep connection to our ancestral roots is something I believe we must cherish and protect, for it is in understanding where we come from that we can truly know who we are. Before the intrusion of colonialism, Igbo society thrived on traditions rich in meaning and symbolism. Our surnames, passed down through generations, were more than just identifiers. They were narratives, whispering tales of our lineage, our occupations, our very essence. They spoke of our connection to the land, to our ancestors, and to the intricate web of relationships that formed the bedrock of our communities. Women, revered as the givers of life and keepers of tradition, held a place of honor within the community. They were not relegated to the shadows, but were active participants in the social, economic, and spiritual spheres of Igbo life. Their voices resonated in the marketplace, in the home, and in the sacred spaces where our ancestors were honored. These pre-colonial traditions, though challenged by the tides of change, still hold relevance in the 21st century. They offer a glimpse into a past where community was paramount, where respect for elders was woven into the fabric of society, and where our connection to the land was a source of both sustenance and spirituality. It is in these traditions that we find the blueprint for a more equitable and harmonious way of life. The arrival of colonialism cast a long shadow over Africa, attempting to eclipse our traditions and impose foreign ideologies. Our vibrant cultures, our languages, our very identities were deemed inferior, primitive, something to be shed in the pursuit of so-called civilization. The colonizers, with their insatiable hunger for power and control, sought to dismantle the very foundations of our societies. They imposed their language, their religion, their customs, attempting to erase centuries of tradition and replace them with their own distorted reflections. Our surnames, once symbols of our heritage, were twisted, anglicized, stripped of their original meanings. The impact of this cultural assault is still felt today. We see it in the continued dominance of colonial languages, in the erosion of traditional values, in the lingering sense of displacement that many feel. But amidst these challenges, the spirit of resistance persists. Despite the attempts to extinguish our cultural identity, the embers of tradition continue to burn brightly within us. The resilience of the Igbo people is evident in our music, our art, our stories, passed down through generations like precious heirlooms. We see it in the resurgence of interest in our indigenous languages, in the vibrant colors and intricate patterns of our traditional attire, in the rhythmic pulse of our drums that echoes the heartbeat of our ancestors. Modern Igbo people, both at home and in the diaspora, are rediscovering the beauty and wisdom embedded within our cultural heritage. We are reclaiming our narratives, celebrating our traditions, and weaving them into the fabric of our modern lives. We are challenging the Eurocentric perspectives that have long dominated our history books and are rewriting our own stories, reclaiming our voices, and asserting our rightful place on the global stage. Section 5. The music of our language. Language is the lifeblood of culture. It is the vessel through which we transmit our history, our values, our very souls. To speak one's mother tongue is to sing the song of one's ancestors, to taste the flavors of one's homeland, to carry within oneself the collective wisdom of generations past. The Igbo language, with its nuanced proverbs, its evocative idioms, its lyrical cadence, is a treasure trove of cultural wisdom. It is a language that speaks of community, of resilience, of a deep connection to the land and to the ancestors. Yet, like many indigenous languages around the world, it faces the threat of extinction. The decline of indigenous languages is a loss not just for the communities that speak them, but for humanity as a whole. Each language that fades away takes with it a unique perspective on the world, a wealth of knowledge, a way of seeing and being that is lost forever. Section 6. Reclaiming our narrative. The journey to reclaim our cultural heritage is not without its challenges. The forces of globalization, the allure of Western ideals, and the lingering effects of colonialism continue to exert their influence. But we must not succumb to the allure of assimilation, to the false promise of fitting in at the expense of our identity. We must remember that our cultures are not relics of the past, frozen in time. They are living, breathing entities, capable of evolving and adapting while still retaining their essence. We can embrace modernity without sacrificing our traditions. We can learn from other cultures without losing sight of our own. It is a delicate dance, a balancing act, but it is a journey worth undertaking. For in embracing our heritage, we honor the sacrifices of our ancestors and pave the way for a brighter future for generations to come. Section 7. A legacy for tomorrow. The revival of Igbo language and customs is not merely an act of nostalgia, it is an investment in the future. By instilling in our children a love for their heritage, by teaching them the stories of our ancestors, by encouraging them to speak our language, we are empowering them with a strong sense of identity and belonging. We are equipping them with the tools to navigate the complexities of a globalized world while remaining firmly rooted in their cultural heritage. We are nurturing in them the same pride and resilience that allowed our ancestors to survive centuries of oppression. We are reminding them that they are heirs to a rich and vibrant culture, one that has much to offer the world. This is the legacy we must strive to leave behind. A generation that is both globally engaged and culturally grounded. A generation that understands the importance of preserving its heritage while embracing the possibilities of the future. Section 8. The unbreakable thread. Our names, our languages, our traditions are the threads that connect us to our past, to our ancestors, to the very essence of who we are. They are the roots that anchor us, the wings that allow us to soar. Let us not allow these threads to be broken, for in their continuity lies our strength, our identity, our future. The journey of cultural revival begins with each of us. It begins with the stories we tell our children, the songs we sing, the traditions we keep alive. It begins with the understanding that our cultures are not burdens to be shed, but gifts to be cherished, nurtured, and passed on to future generations. Let us embrace our heritage, not with blind reverence, but with a critical eye, adapting what serves us, discarding what holds us back, and forging ahead with the wisdom of our ancestors guiding our steps. For in the tapestry of human experience, our individual threads woven together create a masterpiece far greater than the sum of its parts.